What's going on? It's time to talk about a type of film I don't really talk about very much. Now, this is classified as a coming of age teen comedy, but it's also classified as a chick flick. Yeah. But I heard a lot of good things about it, so I thought I'd check it out. Today I'm going to be talking about the movie Clueless. It was released by Paramount Pictures July 19th, 1995, and it was produced by Scott Rubin and Robert Lawrence, and written and directed by Amy Heckerling. Now, I've reviewed some of her other films, like Fast Times at Ridgemont High, here on the channel, but she's also done films like Look Who's Talking, Look Who's Talking To, and Look Who's Talking Now, I Could Never Be Your Woman, and Vamps, to name a few films. And this had a box office earnings of $56.6 million. It was a modest success when it came out. Now, Clueless is it is a coming of age teen comedy of a young blonde who is clueless. She's it really captures 90s like high school, even some preteen sort of stuff because yeah, when I think I watched this when I was in high school, and it's very relatable and stuff. They did a really good job at capturing the 90s in this comedy. And yeah, Alicia Silverstone, I think her name is, who plays the lead. She's phenomenal in this. She's a babe in this, and two, she is really good. She really nailed this role, and yeah, and it has like some. This is where a lot of the most iconic quoted lines are, like "as if," like that and stuff, is in this film, and yeah, there's a lot. It's very iconic. It's your typical coming of age teen comedy, but done slightly better than most. Where yeah, she's a clueless one. She tries to help. She's trying to help out friends and people and stuff, but she does it in some really quirky ways. Like she tries to get her single teacher to go off like a librarian or another teacher or whatever, and yeah, so she fabricates a story that they like each other, and then sure enough, they start going on. And then the new girl comes in. She's like a punk rock looking chick, but she tries to get her to be more glitzy and glamour and stuff. And yeah, tries to do it. But then she starts stealing the guy she wants and stuff. And it kind of causes friction. She doesn't know how to deal with it. And then she has the stress of getting her driver's license and all that stuff. All your um, typical high school emotions is captured well in this film, and they do a good job. Now, from the joke standpoint, majority of them are really good and still work. Some there's the odd ones that might not land nowadays, but for now, if the way it is now, it still works mostly. And yeah, I thought this was pretty entertaining and amusing. This is more geared to like the female demographic than a guy's perspective, I think. But for the most part, I thought it was enjoyable and entertaining and funny. And yeah, but there's a few little things that I found annoying, like they repeated the as if thing a little too much, I thought. And yeah, but then some cliche comedy things do happen in it, but those are just little itty titty bits that I found were slightly annoying. Like the party scene, I thought was ridiculous and too cliche. I thought they could have maybe done a little bit better at doing that, but it could also because now seeing everything that's come out since then, I'm kind of it's kind of been overdone. But this one, maybe that was like the starting point. But for me, from today, uh, it was I didn't find it that amusing and all. And also, they kind of take the type of person I am and try to change the person. Which where if you're like me, who likes a certain form of music and has a certain style and stuff, you wouldn't just change right away and that like the way they predicted. But this is a comedy. You never know what's going to happen, and obviously it's a film. So, but yeah, but it's still an amusing, fun, entertaining coming of age comedy that most people should check out if they haven't seen it. There is a lot of good laughs and chuckles you'll get out of it, and a lot of silly things, and it definitely captures the blonde girl mentality cliche perfectly. And she's concerned about her clothes, and then the guy she likes it turns out to be gay, and then she falls for a not so jock looking guy who it looks normal, average like you and I, and yeah, it works pretty well. So for that. I'm gonna give Clueless a 4.5 out of 5. It was entertaining and fun, and yeah, it's a pretty good comedy. You should check it out if you haven't seen it. And if it sounds like if you are interested in it, there's a trail link down below, like always. Also, link down below is my Instagram, where I post clips of films I'm going to review in the future on my story, and there's other crazy stuff on there too. Make sure you follow me on there, and make sure you check out my Letterbox and therapy reviews. That's where I post my first star rating. We have to watch the films. So follow me on one of those two platforms to stay with this channel, like this video, share it somewhere, people, wherever. Comment your opinions of the film down below, if you have any, and also if you have any other films or film franchises that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below. I'll review any genre, and I'll see if I can find them, and yeah. So yeah, but I'll do it as soon as I can as well. Make sure you subscribe, because hopefully we find something weird, obscure, now they probably never thought of checking it together. Also, so you get my opinions on classic films like this, popular films coming out, and reviews on other things. And don't forget to ring that bell, because I'm going to continue on with the iconic 80s and 90s films. I still got like 15 more to check out that I want to. And the next one is another almost coming of age comedy with maybe a little political style. It's called Election. So make sure you tune in for that. Watch out for all those glitzy glamour blondes out there. And I guess I'll causing mayhem. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.